Welcome to episode 2 of the New Look Burgers and Brats. We've got a great show for you. We talk Matt Stafford, Jared Goff trade, where those two guys end up. We've got Wall Street versus the people, King Kong versus Godzilla, and some non-game Super Bowl prop bets. So stay tuned for that. And we've got nutritionist and trainer Corbin Hunter joining us for the show to talk what we should eat, what we should not eat, how many hours of sleep we should get, everything like that. First, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, and anywhere else you get your podcast at Burgers Brats. And stay up to date with our latest news on Twitter and Instagram at Burgers Brats. And if you're watching, follow us on YouTube at Burgers and Brats. And if you're on YouTube right now, you are looking at Corbin Hunter, born on the Riverwalks of San Antonio and raised in the Alamo. Corbin, thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. I am NASM certified, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine for personal training and nutrition. Braxton and I were teammates together at OU. We both competed gymnastics, copped 3 natty champ rings, and my Instagram.
Give out your Instagram.
My Instagram is Corbinstagram. On Twitter, I am Corbin_tweet.
Very efficient on Instagram. I got 2 natty champs. You got 3, so you beat me 1. Should have had one last year, but COVID happened, so we didn't get one then. But how do you like being a nutritionist, a trainer? How do you like that? Now that you're done with gymnastics.
I really like the ability to shape people's lives for the better, help people better themselves. And it's really moving me towards my end goal of owning my own gym. So it's a passion of mine, and I'm glad to share it.
All right. We'll dive into some more of that, how we can stay healthy later in the podcast. But first, let's start with the Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff trade. So both quarterbacks just swap cities. Matt Stafford heads to LA and Jared Goff to Detroit. So if you're Matt Stafford, you won that trade 100%. Detroit also gets 2 future first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff. It's a lot for Matthew Stafford, who hasn't won a playoff game in his career. Some 2020 stats: Jared Goff, 3,900 yards, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 23 sacks. So not a great offensive line. And Matt Stafford, 4,000 yards passing, one of his better years in recent memory. 26 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. But he did have 38 sacks, so that offensive line, they did not care about their quarterback. So Stafford, the better player this last year. And some Power Football Index power rankings. Matt Stafford, 84.7, which is 10th in the league, and Jared Goff, 81.6, which is 13th. So, Corbin, I know you're not a huge football guy, but who do you think won this trade? It's got to be Stafford because he's going to LA, right?
Well, Stafford's definitely the better quarterback, but the team that's getting him has to know he's injury prone. He's been injured a lot. They never keep him out for too long, but that might be a problem for his longevity too. He's not going to be 45 playing in the NFL if he injures himself every 8 weeks.
Yeah, he's not Tom Brady.
Also, he's 10-59 against teams that have made it to the playoffs. So his record against good teams isn't very promising.
Yeah, and he's 0 for 3 in the playoffs. He's a good quarterback. He just hasn't had the team there. I do think Detroit won the trade just because of all the picks they got with it. 2 first-round picks, third round, and Jared Goff, he's been to the Super Bowl. They should not have gone that year. That's the famous no-call PI game against the Saints, but he's a Super Bowl quarterback. So I think Detroit did win the trade.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So let's that's really all that's going on in the NFL other than the Super Bowl. So let's talk some Super Bowl. Let's talk some prop bets, and then I'll ask you about the game and what do you think about that. So these are some non-game prop bets. So halftime show, national anthem, some Bitcoin. We got some Bitcoin props in this one. So No Budweiser commercial. They have one of the best commercials with the dogs, the horses. There will not be one this year. So the leading up to that, how many commercials will have a dog in it? The over under is 4.5, and there's no Budweiser commercial. So Corbin, I'll let you go on this one first.
Over.
Over.
I think it's definitely over.
I think
Okay, what does it mean? Like a dog within the commercial or a commercial centered around a dog?
it just says how many commercials will have a dog in it. So it could be
I'm going
just
over.
yeah.
Stuck one in the background somewhere. That's an easy one.
I if there was Budweiser, I'd go over, but since there's no Budweiser, I'm going under.
That's
Four and a half.
one
Four and a half's
commercial.
a lot. It's a lot. 4.5. Because I
There's a
mean,
lot of commercials.
there are a lot of commercials, but I mean they're about food and other different getting their
Budweiser's a
brand
beer.
across. Yeah, but they always have a dog. They always
I'm
have
just
a dog.
saying you can't say there won't be a dog because of food
I'm
because Budweiser's a beer and there's a dog in it.
I'm saying though they always have one, and that's just eliminating one right off the bat. So I don't know how many there are in average Super Bowls. I should have looked at that previous years. How many Super Bowls with dogs in it? 4.5's quite a bit. Because I mean, I
I
I
think you got
hope
something vibrating.
I hope there's some I hope there's dogs in it, but 4.5 is kind of a lot for me. Uh, this one's about the game, but not really about the game. Primary color of Patrick Mahomes' headband.
I
We've
saw.
got we've got red at -400, black at +200, gray at +600. So that's a good one to bet if you got the money to spend, and white +600. His main, I've looked at this. His main ones, red and black. They don't really alternate with the uniform color. He just kind of uses them both for each color. I'm going red on this one. I'm going red.
I think red's the safe bet. I
Red is the safe bet.
I
Uh,
do I do want to go gray, but I think red's definitely the safe bet.
I'd go white if you're going with one of those. It's the same as
Really?
the gray and white. I mean, his color is white. He's worn it before. It's not as often, but Chiefs are wearing red this game. Last week, Mahomes wore a black headband with red, so I think he's gonna switch it up and go red this week. I think he switches. I would place some money on white though. I would place some money on white +600. The colors are white. Who knows? You can do that. And then let's talk national anthem. Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. How do you think this national anthem will be? How good do you think it'll be? I don't
I
know who
don't think they're
Jasmine Sullivan is.
I don't think they're ever bad. The only prop bet I've written down for the national anthem is plus or minus 1 minute and 59 seconds. And I'm saying it'll be under 1 minute and 59 seconds because I watched two of her other national anthems and they're both 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Wow. A
And
minute.
I don't think the dude's gonna make her go 30 seconds over.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards under for that one.
I guess you could look at it though. The two people maybe makes it go longer because maybe they. I wonder how they'll do it. If they'll sing together or they'll
I
go.
honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but so it's a minute 59 seconds over under.
Remember when
Since
Fergie sang the national anthem?
yeah, it can't be worse than Fergie at the NBA All-Star game. It will not. It can't be worse than that. I hope not. Or I hope it is because it was hysterical. It was so bad. Uh, but since Super Bowl 40, the national anthems have had an average of 1 minute 55 seconds. So last 15 years, it's been a minute 55 seconds. So I'm going under on the national anthem. Got some halftime series. Did you write any down that you wanted to talk about?
Which will be said first, mask or COVID?
I
COVID
wrote
slash coronavirus.
I wrote one that said COVID or pandemic. So we'll do both these. So COVID or mask?
Yeah,
What? I think it's COVID.
I think they're gonna say masks first. I think one of the first things they're gonna mention is somebody wearing their mask underneath their nose, and they're gonna make fun of it.
Like courtside Karen last night at the Lakers Hawks game,
Yeah,
who wasn't wearing a mask. God, I don't NBA needs to tighten up on that. But
Ronnie better watch out. She said she's gonna beat him up.
yeah, she said she said she's 25. Ain't no
With
way.
her, yeah,
Ain't
with
no
her
way.
pointed out like 80-year-old man.
Yeah, her dad.
That was your dad?
No, it was her boyfriend, but
Oh, okay, yeah,
it
yeah,
was old enough to be her dad.
yeah.
I think LeBron said it, that's your dad or something. But I think COVID said first. So what about this one? COVID or pandemic is said first.
I think COVID, because I think the only thing they would say about the pandemic is they would call it a COVID pandemic or coronavirus pandemic.
Oh
So I
yeah,
think I think it falls second by default.
yeah, $500 minus $500 on the COVID plus 300 for pandemic. So that'd be a good bet. Um, Bitcoin. Will the price of Bitcoin, what will the price of Bitcoin do during the game? If the price goes up, minus 145 odds. And then does the price go down plus 105? I think it goes up. I think it obviously goes up.
I
Uh,
think it goes up because Redditors aren't watching the Super Bowl. They don't care what's going on, and they're gonna be doing their thing during the Super Bowl.
I hope it goes up. I hope some Dogecoin goes up. I hope that goes up as well. Uh,
Actually, oh, never mind. Is Bitcoin related to the stock market? Because stock market isn't open on weekends.
no, yeah, they're different. You can invest in cryptocurrency during the weekends and stuff anytime. It doesn't close. Um, let's go on to some halftime prop bets. I'm excited for the weekend. Are you excited for the weekend to perform?
I'm like morbidly curious with all the stuff he's been doing with the prosthetics on his face and the bandages. I am very curious to see what kind of shenanigans he pulls.
Does he still have that on? I thought he got rid of it already.
I just don't know what he's gonna do.
He's putting 7 million of his own money into the Super Bowl performance. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't know if it can top last year. J-Lo, Shakira, that was amazing last year. I don't know if you can top that, but I
I
think
have
it'll
a
be
hot
pretty good.
take. I think Lady Gaga's was still better
Lady
when she
Gaga's was good.
when she jumped down from the roof. That was pretty lit.
That was a good one. Katy Perry coming on a giant lion. That was pretty good.
She got up.
And
She
the
got
shark,
upstaged by a shark.
yeah, left
She's not
shark,
top tier if the shark is the best thing.
left shark. I believe it was left shark or was it right shark? I don't
I
remember.
don't think it matters.
Yeah, it does matter. It does matter to some people. But let's talk halftime prop bets. The over under, uh, the over under set at point 0.5 wardrobe changes for the weekend during halftime. Only 0.5. I think last year Jalen and Shakira was like 5 each.
I think he changes more than twice. So
That's what I'm saying. This is the easiest one. This is the one that's going to win you money. This is the easiest one out of all of them.
and
He is
it's the
going to,
weekend. Of course he's
yeah,
gonna change fits.
exactly. Like,
He's been changing his face on Instagram for fun. Like
it's Super Bowl halftime. You're gonna change your fits. You're gonna show off all that money you make and them Gucci and Versace and some Louis. You're gonna show that off. 0.5? I would do it. I would change at least 4 times, maybe more. If I was doing the halftime show. And then the first song of halftime. I got it. It's got like all his list, but I've written a few down in the plus or minuses.
written.
I said written.
You said Roten.
Oh, my bad. Wrote written. Starboy plus 350. Blinding Lights plus 400. Can't Feel My Face, automatic banger, one of his first songs, plus 425. The Hills are at 850, plus 850. And then Feel It Coming is plus 2,000 for that one.
What was the third one you said?
Third one was Can't Feel My Face, 420 plus 425.
I'm going that one.
That's because that was his that's what got him on the map, right?
Yeah, that was his most popular for a minute.
Because that one was his most popular. It's either between that one or Blinding Lights for me. Because Blinding Lights is his most famous. Most people when they come out, they do their most famous one or the one that's been out the least amount of time, but it's just banging off. So it's either Blinding Lights or Can't Feel My Face, but I think it's Blinding Lights. That one, I don't know how you didn't win a Grammy on that or whatever. How do you not win awards on that song? That thing was number one for the full year. I don't understand that.
The Grammys are awful.
Yeah.
You remember when Mac Miller beat Jay-Z, Kanye? There were some other crazy people he beat. For the Heist, the thrift song.
Dude, Macklemore went the Heist or what was it? I don't even remember the song, but that Can't Hold Us. That was a fire song. It was for the thrift shop. I mean, that was a banger. It was a banger. But yeah, I'm going Blinding Lights on that one. You have any other prop bets that you got written down or anything? Anything that sticks out to you?
When will Sarah Thomas be mentioned? The female ref.
Oh, I before the game start. What's it say? Just
it was first half or second half.
Oh, first half for
first
sure.
half for sure.
Oh, that's easy money.
I would say before the first quarter, honestly, but
yeah, I'd say before kickoff. So yeah, that one and the wardrobe change, that's got to be the two easiest ones to make money off this game, for sure. Any other Super Bowl prop bets? That's all I've got.
That's all I have too.
It should be fun. Those should be fun. I'm gonna get on DraftKings and just start betting. I'm betting on the two. Your dog is adorable, except for that time he peed on me, but it's okay.
He was like 3 months old, maybe 2 months old at the time.
Yeah, you just got him. I shouldn't have picked him up. I should have known. I should have known that kind of dog would have got too scared seeing me. I should have known. Let's move in to some Wall Street versus. You want to talk Wall Street or King Kong first? I know you're an avid Godzilla fan.
I am a Godzilla stan. It's up to you.
Let's talk some Godzilla and some King Kong, some big bulky versus atomic breath. What you got?
I'm repping my
Godzilla. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Wow.
I am obviously Team Lizard. I don't think Godzilla will win because Godzilla is Japanese and King Kong is American by an American movie. So I think King Kong wins by default. But I am Team Godzilla, 1,000%.
Yeah, so I'll give some matchups, some previous matchups, some keys of the game, like what's going down. So the first matchup was in 1962, where Kong won. How have we only had one since 1962? You feel like there'd be more movies, at least them going together.
Yeah, well, that's mostly due to like copyright and stuff with Americans owning King Kong and Japan being pretty strict with Godzilla. I don't know if you remember the 1998 Godzilla movie.
I've never seen a Godzilla movie.
There are over 40. It is the longest running film series.
My goodness.
It started in 1954.
That's too many movies, man. 40. Wow. That's a lot.
But they licensed Godzilla out to America once. They made Godzilla in 1998, and it was very bad. And Japan went, "It's ours again. We're not doing it ever again."
Some keys to this. Some of their strengths, weaknesses. You'll know more than this. You'll know more about it than I do, but I'm just gonna give mine, and then you can give your strength, weaknesses. So Kong, he's got his axe. The big monkey. He's got his axe. I saw his axe. He's going to use Godzilla's breath. He's just going to bang him with it. That's you can see my movements if you're watching this. He's going to turn that atomic breath against Godzilla. Kong, he's got that human brain, man. He can outsmart Godzilla.
Do you think gorillas have human brains?
I looked this up. It said Kong's gonna. I looked it up on DraftKings. Godzilla or King Kong is gonna use his human brain, to attack Godzilla. He's gonna use it to
King Kong
outsmart
is a
him.
big gorilla. Are you
Big
telling me
monkey.
you think
Big monkey.
gorillas have human brains?
Didn't we come from gorillas?
No.
Well, we started out as like fish.
Okay, yes.
Gorillas can
Gorillas
sign,
and
they can talk.
gorillas
They
and
can,
us have a common ancestor, but we did not come from gorillas.
okay, apes.
Yes.
Okay, it's basically the same thing. It's a little different, but it's the same thing.
Are snakes and lizards the same thing?
Yes, just one's got legs. And I'm not scared of
There,
one of them. I'm not scared of
there, are,
lizards.
there are lizards without legs.
What? Salamanders?
Salamanders are amphibians, completely different species.
Yeah, because you own a salamander, you know this.
But yeah, no, there's a legless lizard. It's a skink.
Skink.
It's a type of skink. Some skinks have legs, but there are legless lizards that are lizards.
I did not know this. So what are those dragons? Are those lizards? Those Komodo dragons?
Yes, those are lizards.
Is that a Godzilla?
Godzilla is an ancient dinosaur that was awoken by the atomic blasts.
Yeah, so I've got that. So he survived the atomic blast. And then his
He didn't
heart
just survive it. It just woke him up.
so yeah, he survived some oxygen killer that wiped out the whole planet, and then
No, that's the oxygen bomb is from 1954, and that's how they killed the original Godzilla.
So how's he alive now?
It's a different Godzilla.
Damn, how many they got of those?
Every time they reboot the series,
Yeah.
they keep the 1954 one as the original Godzilla, and then the new one is like the second Godzilla of the series. The 2014 Godzilla is the only one that is the first original Godzilla within the series.
All right.
Because obviously it's supposed to be real world 2014 when the movie came out, and in the real world, Japan didn't get attacked by a giant lizard. That's hard for me to say. Real world.
Yeah, you see, yeah. A little tongue twister.
Intoxicated.
But his heart is made of nuclear. It's a nuclear meltdown. Did I read that right? His heart is like nuclear.
In the 2014 one, he is fueled by nuclear radiation. Yes.
Wow.
He like goes to the center, like close to the center of the earth to like absorb the radiation.
This dude's pretty badass. He's pretty good. I have seen a few King Kongs. Most recently I watched King Kong Skull Island. All I remember is Kong beating up 3 lizards, bro. He beat up 3 lizards. He killed them. He's a bigger one's not gonna get him. I don't care if it's got atomic breath. I don't care. King Kong, baby, big monkey.
So King Kong can use tools, but
Yes.
Godzilla is so much bigger, and he damn near has armor. He could also regenerate, and he has a projectile.
All I know is all it took was a tree stuffed in Godzilla's mouth for him to die in the original. That's all it took.
King Kong in that one also had electricity powers. He was damn near Electro from comics.
I think Godzilla though he can swim, so he can drag him in big monkey into the water.
I'm saying I think a crocodile kills a gorilla 100% of the time.
No,
that
gorilla could just grab that thing's jaw and just bang, pull it up.
I think crocodile grabbing that arm and just whoop, doing a little death roll, and
if he gets his arm, but I don't think he get his arm. He get his leg probably. I think the gorilla just jump up on him and just start banging him from the top.
Dude, their tails are fucking.
That's true. We'll edit that out in a little bit. You guys didn't hear that word.
I'm sorry, audience.
Now we've got to change it to explicit. Change the settings after this. But King Kong, man. King Kong's IQ, his reach advantage.
Godzilla has a tail that reaches farther, that he does use as a weapon.
His tail, Godzilla's tail. Is that what you said? True, he does have a tail. He gon' I don't know, man. King Kong just jumped that tail. He ain't gonna bring it up to his face. He gonna swing it down low. Kong's just gonna jump it.
No, he bends down and swings it up.
So he gotta bend all the way down and then swing. I
He
bet
knocks
that looks
people out of
funny.
the sky sometimes.
I, I I'm excited to watch this. March 31st. It comes out on HBO Max
And theaters,
and theaters. Oh
if
wow,
they're open near you.
we're doing theaters again. Okay. Well, I guess AMC got all the money they can open and make it safe.
I think AMC is also charging really low prices for Universal movies because they're releasing everything on HBO. AMC is trying to give um, Universal no money for the movies they release since they're releasing it on HBO. So
Wow.
tickets to in AMC theaters for Universal movies are like $2 to $3.
Oh wow.
But also there's a global pandemic, so just stay home.
That's true. I'm getting vaccinated second dose this week, so I may be going to watch it. I mean,
I haven't been able to get mine.
I may be going to see this thing. I'll watch this. So on DraftKings, you can actually bet on this. You can bet on this matchup on DraftKings.
If you don't bet King Kong, you're dumb.
Exactly. So on DraftKings, you can bet Godzilla versus Big Monkey. Godzilla a plus 190 favorite. Kong a minus 220. So
I
they
would be
all know.
so happy if Godzilla clapped some gorilla cheeks.
We're gonna change it to explicit again.
That's not explicit.
It's a little explicit. It's the imagery.
That's what I meant. I just
But
wanted to slap him around a little bit.
so the movie, it's American made. King Kong's gonna win this matchup. Big Monkey don't lose. He already beat three lizards a few years ago in Skull Island. Kong, that IQ, the reach, how he can use tools. He's the betting favorite on DraftKings, so I'm going King Kong for the dub, baby.
I'm gonna ride the Godzilla ship till it sinks. I'm a big Godzilla stan.
When are they gonna make a Godzilla in Japan for King versus King Kong? Will they ever do that? Will they ever be able to?
The first Godzilla versus King Kong was in Japan.
And they let King Kong win?
Japan needed money at the time because when Godzilla was first released, it was 9 years after they had 2 atomic bombs dropped on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were pretty reliant on American industries. So when an American let them use their giant monster, they went, okay, we'll let this one win because we need everything.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm gonna be pretty excited to watch that. So let's dive into change gears into what happened this last 2 weeks over Wall Street and Reddit. So last week, we proved how stupid the stock market is, basically. When GameStop, AMC, Dogecoin just shot up. People were making money. Nokia as well. GameStop went from $20 a share to $3.50 in just a matter of days, weeks. So $17 would have made you $3,000 if you would have invested just that little amount. Wall Street bets saved AMC from bankruptcy. Basically, AMC was saying they're going to go bankrupt, and then kicked off 2021. So this last month with 525% increase. That's a huge increase in just 1 month. AMC closed this week at 2032, so it dropped a lot, but it's usually worth $2. AMC, you're kind of happy. You got all the and GameStop as well. We'll see what happens. We're a lot of inexperienced people, so hopefully we get that back up and show Wall Street who's the go against Wall Street as the average Joe.
So there's a couple of things. There's some other notable ones that have increased significantly during this. Some of them being Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll, I did not see that.
Did you say Nokia?
Yeah, I said Nokia.
Blackberry.
Blackberry, yeah.
The Tanger Outlet Mall.
No.
And Fubo TV.
No way.
This is the power. This is the power of memes. Anything that was funny on the subreddit which is the most wholesome and toxic place I've ever seen, that subreddit. I was on it the other day, and there were posts of a bunch of charities so people could donate what like profits they made from the stock market and donate it to charities, because they're essentially committing socialism. They're stealing money from rich hedge funds and then they're giving it to social causes. And in the first top comment was something like, I can't choose which charity to donate to. And then right underneath it was, donate to all of them inward. Very, very toxically wholesome. I can't make any sense of it.
Oh my.
I also really enjoy the when disposable income gets into the hands of the internet. This one dude flew a plane with
It was at Robinhood, right?
yeah, Robinhood sucks or something to that extent,
On
and
their,
flew it
on
over
their
their
base.
base in Santa Monica. And he paid them extra money to do laps over the base. And he didn't even live in Santa Monica. He tweeted it and had asked for people to take pictures if they saw it to post. I absolutely love what's going on, and I hate that this is stock manipulation, but not more than what normally goes on. They try to short stocks so they make money off of it. And what the normal people are doing is that, but now that it's happening at the expense of the hedge funds, it's all of a sudden a really big problem. And it's finally showing people and giving people like a tangible thing to show how lopsided a lot of our economic systems are.
Yeah, it was fun watching hedge fund managers just cry about memes and stocks these last few weeks.
It doesn't make sense. They're not investing logically. Like, this is logically, it's just based on a different logic than them, and they just don't like it.
Yeah, I hope we can hold the line. I hope we continue to hold the line. I can't wait for what's next in these next few weeks. Have you seen anything about what they're looking forward to and putting money in next? I just started
Um,
following them on Reddit, so I'm new to the Reddit thing. I just downloaded Reddit this last week. I've been checking it out. I'm following Wall Street Bets. I'll make sure I follow him first.
um, they have started talking about other places to invest, but I don't know like what the mass migration is that was AMC and GameStop, because that was a giant effort to screw over. It was sparked by somebody posting about, so Wall Street Bets have kind of been obsessed with GameStop for a while. They always talk about it and they always defend it. And then one hedge fund manager tweeted a video out saying why it was safe to bet on GameStop going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And that just made them upset. So they all bet on it. It was that singular instance where they're just like, I hate this
Screw
guy.
it. Yeah.
I hate him. And they just dumped their money into it. So I don't know what the next spark is going to be, or what's going to trigger the next like mass migration to a certain stock, but it's going
It's
to be funny when it does. I can't wait to see what triggers them next to just spend their money.
it's gonna be awesome to see. Hopefully, we get in on it before it happens. I'm checking Reddit every day now to make sure. Hopefully, Dogecoin, man, shoot back up to the moon, baby. Hold the line. We're going to the moon. Anything else to add on this Wall Street versus the average Joe segment?
Did you see all the banners being bought like in different cities? Someone bought a screen in Times Square, and it was just emojis of a dog, a coin, a rocket ship, or three rocket ships, and then the moon, and that was just going across Times Square.
I did not see that. How did I not see that?
It's pretty great.
I'm gonna have to check that. I'll look for it on Twitter after this. Yeah, dang, I haven't seen that. I wonder why. Um, Well, let's move into on this day in history, 1959, the day that music died. Do you know what this is, Corbin? The day that music died.
I don't think so.
The day Buddy Holly died on this day in a plane crash in Iowa. So the day that music died. 1884, the first volume of the Oxford English Dictionary is published. 1884. Some birthdays to give out. Happy birthday, Clark Gable. Shakira. Happy birthday, Shakira, man. And then Harry Styles. You look good in a dress, my guy. So those are the birthdays to give out. Make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, anywhere else you get your podcast at Burgers Brats. Stay up to date with our latest news on Twitter and Instagram at Burgers Brats. And if you're watching right now, you're already following us on YouTube at Burgers Brats. So now we've got the athletic trainer. We've got the what just the avid workoutaholic. I was
Average.
I was remixing that. So Corbin, take me through a day or a week in your workout routine life.
So I'm obviously well adapted to the gym. I've been working out for a while. My normal workout routine is I split my day up into 6 working days. I do push one day, or which is mostly chest and triceps. It's exercises that involve pushing away from your body, like the shoulder press. Then I do pull, which is pull ups, biceps, some front delt pulls. Then I do legs, and then I do that again. And I try to maintain around a 2,700 calorie surplus to maintain or to gain muscle and fat.
Wow, that's a lot of calories. So, what's it like? Last year was your last year of gymnastics. So, did you take any time off from working out? And just how do you stay motivated now? Since you don't have to work out to compete, you don't have to work out for your team. It's just all on you, just for your health and for you to look good with some massive muscles.
Well, I did take time off because when I stopped doing gymnastics, there was the insurgence of a global pandemic and all the gyms were shut.
Yeah.
But when I started again, I think working out's very therapeutic and I really enjoy it. So it's not so much what's keeping me motivated. It's if I don't go to the gym, I feel like I'm really anxious and it's like an assignment that you need to turn in, but you keep putting off and you can't do anything else comfortably because you're like, I need to do this. But then you put on a show on Netflix and you're like, but I need to do this assignment. Every time you just feel progressively more and more guilty the more you put it off. That's what I feel about working out.
Yeah, because I'll say, all right, I need to work out today. But then sometimes I do homework. Sometimes I just lay back in bed and watch some TV, and it's dreading when you're walking over. I just have to take a few steps over to my workout area, but it's you just dread it. But then once you're doing it and once you're done, it feels good. It feels kind of therapeutic when you're working out. You're like, dang, I'm doing this. I'm getting better. I'm getting bigger. So what are some misconceptions about working out and dieting?
Well, first to start off, for my clients that have the same kind of issue where it's very easy to skip the gym, I would want them to try to develop a habit of not going to the gym 6 days a week like I do. I would try to get them to go 2 to 3 times a week and do like more full body exercises so their body adapts to lifting weights and they can slowly work into doing more and developing that kind of habit. But some misconceptions are this one's kind of said a lot, so it's less so now, but spot reducing fat or toning certain muscles. So a lot of people think they're like, do crunches to lose your fat around your core.
Yeah.
And but that's not how body fat works. You lose body fat throughout your body all at once. You cannot you cannot have a six-pack and chicken wing arms, right? Like you can't be fat somewhere and skinny somewhere else. Your body burns fat evenly all over. So to lose fat, you need to do exercises that burn calories. And exercises that burn calories are things that recruit a lot of muscles all at once. Things like bench, they use um, your delts and your triceps, and it's using a lot of muscle groups. Squats use a lot of your legs and your lower back and a lot of your core. These compound lifts use make your body produce a lot of testosterone. Men and women both produce testosterone when working out, and this is what initiates your body in burning calories. So if you want to lose weight and not do spot reducing or toning, you want to do a lot of compound lifts when you do a workout, so you produce as much testosterone as you can during a session, and then you in turn will burn calories faster. Um, One funny one is doing abs will get you abs. So this kind of goes with spot reducing fat, but your abs are always there. You always have that muscle. It's never going away. You're not going to have just a flat sheet of no core. If you don't have a core, you cannot stand up. You cannot sit up in your bed. You cannot hold yourself still. You always have some core. It's a matter of burning fat in front of it, burning fat to show your abs. You do not need to do a sit up to have a six pack. You just have to not have body fat.
How good is running for you? I this during the pandemic, I started to work out more. I started to get back into working out. Then everything closed, like you said, because of the pandemic, and I just started running a lot. I usually, when I work out, I run at least a mile or a little over a mile. How good is running for you, or like, what are your
Running
thoughts on running? Yeah.
running is great for cardiovascular health, which is great for your overall health, but it's not necessarily a great tool for burning calories. In the same time span that you would run, if you spent that doing weightlifting, like compound lifts, you will actually have burnt more calories weightlifting, even though running feels more like exertionary, like you use more work running. And it's because you're not recruiting a lot of muscles when you're running. Um, Running is great, like I said, for cardiovascular health and great for adding on to a workout, because overworking is definitely a thing. You don't want to go to the gym. You can go to the gym twice a day, but it's very difficult to do that and maintain a healthy sleep cycle, healthy eating cycle. So if you want to work out twice a day, it's something good to think about weightlifting one time and then running another time, because you're using two different energy systems within your body and you're burning more calories without overworking yourself.
So does running help you get that six pack, like you said, burning all the fat, and does it help your legs? Does it build up your legs
I
muscles?
mean, yes, I would not consider running a leg day,
All right.
but
All right.
it can help and it can burn calories. It's just not as efficient as doing certain weightlifting exercises, especially for how much you feel like you're working and how hard it can be to start, because also running is very monotonous for a lot of people. So it's hard to tell people to just run, because running 4 miles is 30 minutes of you not doing anything. Like if you're listening to a podcast or listening to music, that's the entire stimulus that you have. But when you're weightlifting, it's easier to not think about what you're doing and burn the same, if not more, calories because you're recruiting more muscles.
Yeah, I know everyone just listens to Burgers and Brats while they're running, so that's a good way to use that time. But does it matter if you run before or after a workout? Does that matter at all?
It does not really. You should warm up with some sort of cardio. Um,
Yeah, I remember doing that every 7 a.m. practice, cardio.
but having a full cardio workout is different from warming up, right?
Yeah.
Um, I like to do cardio after gym because I want as much energy as possible when doing heavy lifts. And when I run beforehand, I feel more tired when I'm doing lifts. And when I need more energy for lifting, it feels like I'm already exerted. So I like running afterwards, but it's before or after is literally just personal preference. It doesn't affect your gains at all.
See.
I know there's some confusion about stretching because a lot of people, and we did in gymnastics, do a lot of static stretching. We did splits. We stretched your shoulders before working out, and most science points to that not being good. You want to do something called dynamic stretching, like swinging your arms in a circle or butt kicks, where you're using the muscles working to stretch themselves. Because the idea is when you start working out, you want your muscles to be in their natural length. And doing dynamic stretching helps your muscles warm up and be usable in their natural length. When you do static stretching, it stretches them beyond their natural length and they're less efficient with their energy usage. But they are good to do after exercises for ligament health and tendon health.
All right, I didn't know that. Doing gymnastics, what, 10 plus years? Didn't know that. What are some, or how many fruits and veggies should we eat in a day, and can vitamins replace that?
Well,
Because I take vitamins every day. I usually try to eat an apple every day if I go to the store and buy them. That's really all the fruit. Sometimes bananas, but I don't really eat veggies. So are vitamins a good replacement for that?
so fruits and veggies are not created equal. An apple has 95 calories in it, and it's a good source of sugars and certain vitamins. But an avocado has 230 calories in it, and it's a good source of fats. So saying fruits and veggies is kind of misleading because fruits and veggies can do a lot of things. Apples are really good for fiber, and avocados have a decent source of protein for vegetarian. What vitamins do is they supplement your diet. It's a supplement just like protein is, just like creatine is, just like pre-workout is, and it supplements your diet. And what vitamins normally are they're a bunch of water soluble vitamins. So if you take them in excess, you just pee them out. Because there are fat soluble vitamins, which is why you need fat in your diet. Um, Vitamin A, D, E, and K are all fat soluble vitamins that you need for metabolic functions, for eyesight. But um, if you take them in excess, they can be toxic to your body, just like metals are. Like you need iron in your diet, but obviously, if you uh, ingest a bunch of iron flakes, you're not gonna feel very good.
Yeah. Um, this is kind of a broad question. But what are some common good foods and some common bad foods? So like maybe things we think are good, but they're really not. Some things we think are bad, but are really good. So it can be kind of broad or just a specific one you want to talk about. If you can think of any on the top of your head, besides fruits and veggies, I guess.
Um, so a really good food that people don't normally eat is chickpeas. They're very high in protein, have a lot of iron in them, and have a lot of micronutrients that you wouldn't normally get from a protein source because protein sources tend to be meat. And meats have, they're a good source of protein and fat, which are two macronutrients, but they tend to not have a lot of micronutrients that vegetables have, like fiber, different types of metals. So chickpeas are really good to put in your diet, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan, because they're a really solid source of protein. And a food that I would say is definitely is really not good is ketchup.
Ketchup.
And so actually I have two things, right? So I say ketchup because people don't really understand how sugary ketchup is. It is very, very full of sugars and not much else. And obviously, when you're eating ketchup, you tend to be eating fried foods. So it just correlates to a bad meal normally if you're eating ketchup. So I when I'm eating healthy, I tend to stay away from foods that I would eat with ketchup, stuff like that. Um, Another bad food. I like to think of bad foods as foods that either mislead you or encourage you to eat other bad foods. And one food that misleads you is fruit juices.
Yeah.
Fruit juices are just as bad for you, maybe less acidic, but not even all the time less acidic than sodas. People think sodas are really bad for you, give you cavities, can't drink too many sodas, but then we'll have 3 glasses of orange juice or 3 glasses of fruit punch. And that is just as much sugar in your diet and just as fattening as sodas can be.
Yeah, I heard
And
that all of them are apple juice is probably the best one out of all those, but you should only have a small one glass. But yeah, out of all the orange juices, cranberry juice, all that, apple juice is the best one, the healthiest option.
yeah, that has some truth to it, because apples are naturally pretty sweet, so there's less added sugar, but there's still added sugar in apple juice. And that's the problem is people think that fruit juice is a healthy alternative to sodas, to energy drinks, when they're really not. And people end up drinking more than they would a soda. Like a soda, you have a can and it's easy to limit yourself to a can because you know it's bad.
Yeah.
But fruit juice, you'll have like 3 or 4 cups because it's not bad for you. It's a fruit, even though it is just as fattening as soda can be.
A few more, just two more questions. How do I know I'm getting all the nutrition I need, and what should I do to step up my nutrition intake?
So nutrition is based on calorie counting, pretty much. And when you assign, like when you try to, I'm not a registered dietitian nutritionist. I'm just a nutritionist or a nutrition coach. And the difference is an RDN is a medical professional. They're the ones that people go to within a doctor's office to get like their blood scan, see their blood work, see their exact levels, and you can find your resting metabolic rate specific to you. And resting metabolic rate is how much calories you burn just sitting around. Because obviously your body is working, so it's consuming calories even if you're just laying down. Um, and then you can estimate how many calories you're burning when you're doing exercise based on that. But if you don't have that, you do calculations, and there's a bunch of calculators online. You put your height, weight, it finds your estimated BMI, and then you put how much you work per or work out per week, and it gives you your estimated estimated like optimal calorie intake for either maintenance, deficit, which is losing weight, or surplus which is gaining weight. But in general, you want your daily food to be between 45 and 60% carbs, 20 to 35% fats, and 10 to 35% proteins. And you measure that in grams, and you take the calories out of the grams. So carbs is overall 4 calories per gram. Protein is 4 calories per gram, and fats are 9 calories per gram. And that's how you estimate your total diet intake for the day, by dividing those up between your meals and finding what you need for your desired goal, whether it's losing weight, maintaining your weight, or gaining weight.
All right. Too bad I'm bad at math, or I would use that more often. But
A calculator helps a lot.
it does.
Like you can just, yeah.
Final question. Why does everyone that works out need a blender bottle? Why? Why do you guys need that? How many do
Easy.
you have?
I have one.
All right.
I want more than one, because when it's dirty, I just get a cup and I stir stuff with a knife. But so I take 3 supplements a day, and like I take creatine every day. Okay, I take one every day. I take protein every day I work out, and I take pre-workout when I'm tired and I don't want to go to the gym. But You need a bottle that you can just like close the lid and just shake.
Yeah. I mean, I can do that on a Yeti thing. I close the thing, shake it, close the lid part where you
Yeah,
drink
but
it.
it'll like open
If
up
you put
too
your
much.
finger there, it's good.
That's extra work that you're shaking like
Yeah,
this now.
you're burning it, man.
You look like you have
I'm
it's
like, yeah, like
look
this.
like you're holding a violin bow. Cerebral palsy. That's what I wanted to say.
Corbin, how do they get a hold of you for nutrition questions and all that?
My Instagram, Corb
Instagram.
Instagram.
All right, Corb Instagram. You heard it there. Um, Anything else you'd like to share that's pretty important in a healthy lifestyle before we move on to our final segment?
Uh, when you drink alcohol, diet soda will make you drunk faster if you mix it than regular soda. So next time you get your Jack and Coke, get Diet Coke, and you won't have to spend as much money.
Wise words there from Corbin Hunter. Final segment, share a burger and brat. Uh, since you're new to this, I'll go first. I'll lay this out there how to do it. So Mark Cuban and business partner Dr. Alex, I'm gonna butcher this, Maskey. I'm sorry, messed that up. But they have officially started their public benefit company to combat the exploding prices of certain prescription drugs. So they buy from third-party suppliers and sell it at a serious discount of just 15% markup. Only 15%. The average anti-parasitic medication called albendazole. I messed that up too. Albendazole sells for $225 to $500 in the USA. They're selling it for just $20 a bottle. So, um, share burger brought to Mark Cuban and his business partner Alex.
Um, I'm throwing my burger and or brat over to Enrique Tario. So for those of you who don't know, the Proud Boys is a terrorist white supremacist organization, and they had one person of color that they used to prove that they were not racist because they couldn't be racist if they had a person of color in their group. And they were so proud of this token person that they had that they promoted him to one of the leaders of the organization. And then it came out last week that their proud person of color was actually an FBI informant. He did not want to be associated with them at all, which makes me so happy. So Enrique Tario, you get my burger or brat.
We're sending all the burgers and brats to Enrique. Good job to him. Wow, I can't. Wow, that must have been tough to stay in there that long. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have done that. But thank you, Enrique, for your braveness on that, because I would have just started throwing hands for sure. Um, but Corbin, thank you so much for joining us. It's been fun talking about Godzilla, King Kong, Wall Street, prop bets, learning about nutrition, things that I've been in competitive sports for basically my whole life. I didn't even know half this stuff. I guess better late than never to know. Q, thanks for being a part in the nice handshake there, Q. I wish the people listening could see him if they don't check us out on YouTube. But yeah, check us out on YouTube to see Corbin's dog. Corbin, you want to give out your socials for everyone listening again?
Third time?
Yeah, that's fine. Just put it in there.
Corb
I
Instagram.
yeah.
My name is Corbin, spelled Corbin, and then just spell
Instagram.
Corb and then spell Instagram, and then you'll find me. And then the same way, Corbin _ tweet.
Yeah, I give out our socials 3 times every episode too. So make it fair. Everyone stay tuned this week. We've got our actual Super Bowl prediction podcast coming out later in the week. Kansas City Chiefs versus Tampa Bay Bucks. I never got who you got in this matchup. Corbin, who you got?
Kansas City, like 100%.
Easy pick. All right, easy pick. Good job. All right, you can come back on the podcast. Um, but thank you again for teaching us about nutrition and healthy lifestyles. Everyone, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, and anywhere else you get your podcasts at Burgers Brats. Stay up to date with our latest news on Twitter and Instagram at Burgers Brats. Thanks for watching us on our first YouTube at Burgers, Brats. For Matt and I, thanks for listening. Take care. Stay safe.
Deuces.
All right, we can stop recording.